How's it going, everybody? This is Cameron White with White Light Astrology. Not doing your weekly forecast just yet. I'm going to be shooting that here in just a moment. However, I've been very called out to do this video. These next 2 months are going to be very different from what we've seen in the past with 2017 and even with 2016, even going back into 2012. These next 2 months are really going to be the kickstart into 2018, into this whole new reality that we're going to be going through. Saturn's going to be going into Capricorn in December, and then Uranus is going to be going into Taurus in, what is that, May of next year. And these next 2 months are very, very crucial. We're going to see a lot more change than we expected, and we're going to see it in a lot different ways than we're kind of used to. And so I've been very called out to do this video. Just knowing what everyone's kind of going through with the collective consciousness energy, with our own personal growth, with our own spiritual sense, with our own lives. And I wanted to take my time out to do this before I did this next weekly video. And so I'm here in Lake Las Vegas. I don't know if you've ever been here. I've never even heard of this place until I have some friends doing some stuff here, and they invited me over, and it is just an absolutely beautiful city. It's like, I mean, it's a whole city basically. It's crazy, but it's just like this huge resort place. Anyway, I decided to take a drive. I'm up here on top of a mountain. You know, gotta do something cool. It's finally not windy, so I finally have a place to do this. The sun's just now setting, so the lighting's perfect. So I'm just really happy with how this is all going out so far. So I'm really excited to do this video. However, the biggest thing is that we're done with the full moon in Taurus. This full moon in Taurus was this halfway point between the eclipses. We're now settling down. The energy is now grounded. We are now here. This isn't from like May to like August where it was all this extreme change and all this energy to go and do things and to, experience yourself and liberate yourself and to understand more. All of that kind of stuff that we experienced this year, it's kind of changing now. And these next 2 months are going to be, just like any other November type of December. We have, full moon in Taurus, new moon in Scorpio, full moon in Gemini, new moon in Sagittarius. However, this is going to be different. As I'm talking right now, the moon's in Gemini. It's going to be opposing Saturn. It's going to be opposing Mercury. Mercury just went into Sagittarius. We're all of a sudden breaking free of whatever mental restraints that we had with Mercury being in Scorpio, especially going through that 29-degree point. I mean, I even felt it last night. It was like I got to the boiling edge of what needs to be going on in my mind, what needs to be understood, what is the truth that I am building a foundation on. That's that Scorpio-Taurus opposition type energy. And as we go into the next couple of weeks, we're going to have Venus going into Scorpio. We're going to have Mars going into Scorpio. We're going to have Venus and Jupiter conjunct. We're going to have Mercury going over into Sagittarius, which it now is. It's going to hit 13 degrees. It's going to enter its shadow, and it's going to go 29. It's going to go to 29 degrees Sagittarius and then retrograde. Right where Saturn's going to be. And Saturn is just about to go into the galactic center. It's right now making an exact trine to Uranus. This is the last trine that we're going to be seeing with Saturn and Uranus for a very long time. And we still have this Neptune retrograde, which is going to be going direct. Later on in the January, and I think it's January, I can't remember exactly, but 2018, we're going to have a lot of planets all direct for a very long time, actually. And these next 2 months before, I want to say December 23rd, when we have Mercury go direct, and I believe it goes into Capricorn early on in January. However, from here on now, this is the time where we're running a marathon and we're at the last mile. This last mile is the biggest mile. It is, where are we going to, what are we going to go? Where are we trying to achieve? We've been running this marathon, and we go through all this process. I've never ran a marathon in my life. You'll never catch me running a marathon. But I can only imagine after running 26 miles or something like that, you go through a lot of growth in that marathon. And after you experience the first couple miles, then you have to hit that, you have to break through the wall, and then you have to keep going and going and going. We get to this point where we're at this last couple miles, and we got to remember what everything means to us. Mercury going retrograde is going to be the hardest issue, I think, before the end of this year, because Saturn in Sagittarius has been about, where are we limiting ourselves? And not even where are we limiting ourselves, I mean, that's Saturn in general, but with Sagittarius, it's about don't you want to go do something? Don't you believe in something more? Don't, like, your spiritual side, your more philosophical side. If you want to travel, this has been all called out to us in the past 2.5 years. This has been like, where can we expand? Where can we explore? Where can we understand? And not necessarily Gemini understand of getting that new communication in and getting that new information in, but what are we doing with that new information? What are we doing with this ideology behind what we've understood and what we went through? What are we going to do with it? How are we going to be applying it? And Saturn now is at the last degrees of Sagittarius. It's really pushing our buttons. It's really, like, at this point, it's like you think that you've hit your limit. You've hit your final mark, but we're not there yet. We still got another 5 more degrees to go, and it's going to go over the galactic center point, where we're going to start to understand what all of this means here coming up in a couple days. And then Mercury is going to be flying through Sagittarius, and then it's going to hit 13 degrees. It's going to hit that shadow mark, and I believe it was either 13 or 12 degrees where Saturn retrograded, not last year, but the year before that, I think. However, as Mercury goes through Sagittarius, it hits that 29 degree mark, that last degree of Sagittarius. You're going to see a lot of big changes happen. It's like we're going to be put on blast. That, like I said, that one last mile, that one last step, that one last push, we're going to get to there. And then right when we get to that edge, it's going to be time to really take that all in for what it means. Sorry, they got a helicopter going up above me right now. However, with Mercury in Sagittarius, Mercury, it's not its home sign. It's not like it's, Gemini or Virgo, but Mercury does do really well in Sagittarius, where we can start to open up a little bit more about the way that we think about things, the way that we communicate. We're learning to expand. Like, even today, I was at like a Subway and got into this whole conversation with this dude about flat Earth, because he had a flat Earth thing on his name tag, and I had to call him out on that. So you see, with this Mercury in Sagittarius, we're going to be understanding more. We're going to be talking about more. We're going to be opening up our minds to different possibilities and to different opinions and to different views. We're going to be seeing where we can really apply the spiritual sense of our lives and the philosophical sense of our lives into our mindset every single day. And this is going to be big, because this is where Saturn's been. Saturn has been teaching us about where our boundaries are, where our limits are, how much farther can we push them, how much more can we dream, how much more can we achieve, how much more can we explore, how much more can we understand. And it's been a rough 2.5 years, guys. This is a mutable sign. It had to do a lot with logic, had to do a lot with your mind, it had to do a lot with understanding, and anything with the mutable signs is very anxiety ridden. It has to do a lot with your mental state. And with Saturn being right here, it just can feel like you're done, you're out of gas, you can't move on any farther. But these next 2 months, we have Jupiter and Scorpio now, which it's still going to be making a sextile to Saturn. I believe it's still making a sextile to Saturn. However, with Jupiter here, we're going to be having Venus conjunct Jupiter now. This is bringing that love and that emotion, that all of that great things to the benefic of Venus and the benefic of Jupiter, them pairing up and teaming together. It's going to be great. But this is Scorpio energy. This isn't, like, oh, we're just going to be having a great time and blah, 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 blah. No, we're going to be getting down to the truth. And with Venus going into Scorpio, which I have a class going on here pretty soon, I believe it's on the 9th. I'm having a class at Enchanted Force Reiki Center here in Vegas, or over there in Vegas. If you guys are in town, please come to it. I'll have all my information posted up on the bottom. However, with Venus going into Scorpio, this is about the truth. This is about the desire for the truth, the want for truth, the need for truth. We're not going to be putting up with this bullshit anymore. We're not going to be putting up with what's not meaningful to us. When Venus is in Libra, it's like, man, we get to enjoy everything. We get to appreciate all of our surroundings, and it's so beautiful. But then after we appreciate it all, we got to go, what more do we want? We want more. We want realness. We want truth. We have a desire for more, a desire to go, get our hands dirty, rip up underneath us, and figure out what exactly is holding us together. And as Venus conjuncts Jupiter, we're going to be putting this in our mindset a lot. We just had the Sun-Jupiter day. This is all about, like, woo, like, okay, like, we're here. It's intense. It's quote-unquote lit, but when Venus comes here now, it's going to be this sexual attraction, this sexual desire for more, for what's real, what is, like, your deepest desires. And Venus doesn't like to be in Scorpio. Venus doesn't really like to be in Scorpio. Venus doesn't show the best qualities that Venus really can in Scorpio. But I think that's the funnest part about this. Now, in my opinion, Venus doesn't really not like to be in any signs, because Venus likes to be in every sign. Venus likes to be at the party. Venus likes to be anywhere. Venus is happy to be alive. Now with Venus and Scorpio, our focus goes to, instead of, you know, the love and the beauty that surrounds us and the intimate relationships, this goes for, man, what the fuck is real? What do we want? This is that point, especially if you're in a relationship, this is that point where it goes, is this real? Is this the desire? And if it is, what are you guys willing to do to manifest that and to embrace it and to wear it every single day? You're going to see a lot of that stuff come up in these next 2 months, guys. I mean, I'm sorry if my hair keeps distracting you. It's kind of distracting me too. But these next 2 months is where we're going to get to face ourselves in the mirror one last time before we go into Saturn and Capricorn, before we go into Uranus and Taurus, before Neptune goes direct, before all of this other kind of stuff that's going to be happening, where we have to get real and we're going to be detaching away from this mental part of ourselves and getting more ingrained into the reality of life. And getting more and having more structure, having more abundance, having more security, while also being able to have freedom at the same time. And that's what this 2018 is going to be about. But these next 2 months, you know, you might have seen a crazy 2017. I hope you did. It was crazy as hell for me, and it's been a fun ride. But these next 2 months, guys, this is when it's going to get real. This is where you have to take a look at yourself in the mirror, get clear on what your vision is, and go for it. Now, Mercury is going to be retrograding at these last few degrees of Sagittarius, from 13 degrees to 29 degrees Sagittarius, where Saturn has been. This is going to be a little bit interesting, where we thought that we had discipline, where we thought that we found our limits and that we found our path. Mercury's going to switch this up again. Mercury's going to go, okay, maybe we shouldn't do it exactly this way. Saturn is just the, you know, let's say you have a project that you want to do. Your parents told you, you know, go paint the house, go paint the fence, go mow the lawn or whatever. Saturn and Sagittarius are like, okay, let's mow the lawn, let's get it all done, let's handle it. And then Mercury's coming back in retrograde and go, well, you kind of missed that spot. You need to do this a little bit better. What does this mean to you? And how are you applying this more? So we're going to see ourselves get this project done, and we're going to see ourselves have to tidy it up a little bit, get a little bit more clear, a little bit more defined, a little bit more specific about where it is that we're taking our vision, where it is that we want to see ourselves, where it is that we want to go with 2018. 2018 is going to be a crazy year, and it's not going to be a bad year at all. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a year of a lot of change, but it's going to be a year of a lot of stability, a lot of growth, a lot of things manifesting, especially with Jupiter and Scorpio and Saturn and Capricorn. And then when Uranus goes into Taurus, we're going to see a lot of different shifts in the way that we live our lives on a day-to-day basis. Not necessarily on the habitual level, but more about the home level, what's keeping you grounded, the way that we eat, the way that we operate. We're going to look to seek more freedom and more liberation with how it is that we apply ourselves in our home lives. And, you know, are you grounded? Are you secure in your place, or do you want to keep moving? Do you want more freedom? Do you want to be locked in and secure to this one place in your life, or do you want to be able to have that and explore more? And that's what Uranus and Taurus is really going to, you know, manifest for us a lot. However, these next 2 months, be with yourself. These next 2 months, not just be with yourself as in like, let me meditate about this. No, get fucking clear. Get real. Like, this is your life. And these next 2 months, I mean, we have the holiday season too. This is going to be a lot on your brain. We got Mercury and Sagittarius. We want to go everywhere with this. We got a lot on our brains going on. We got a lot going on, especially with this holiday season coming up. But we're going to have to get clear, get our shit together before we go into Saturn and Capricorn. Because Saturn and Capricorn is going to help us get our shit together. Saturn and Capricorn is going to be like, okay, like, now things are happening more and more in line. But before we get our shit together, we got to know what shit we got to get together, if that makes sense. So I hear a lot of people say like, oh, I need to get my shit together. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. But they're so sporadic and crazy with this energy that they don't know exactly what it is that they want to create out of it. They don't know the result that they really want to gain out of it. And these next couple months, look at the result that you want to create. Get very clear and defined on what that is for you. And seek it out. Believe in it. This is Sagittarius. This is about believing in it. This is about believing in it before you see it. This is about experiencing it. This is about looking for it. This is about searching. This is about adventure. This is about travel. And especially when we have Mars going into Sagittarius, this is all about going for it. And even though we're going into this void, this is, I mean, after Scorpio, we have Sagittarius. So if you've watched my videos, you know that I talk about Scorpio is this rubber band that's pulling us down. It's pulling us all the way down. Then we get to that 29-degree point and we let go. And then we go up. And that's that Sagittarius energy where we go up. We see how far we can go. So this next 2 months, guys, be prepared. It's not going to be as bad as you think, but it's going to be fucking real. And it's going to be serious. So I've been very called out to do this. Thank you guys for watching this video. I very much appreciate all of you. I have a lot of big announcements coming up. I got a lot of classes coming up here. If you're in Vegas, please come to them. I love teaching astrology, love talking about it every single day. I absolutely love every single one of you guys. Thank you for supporting me. It's almost been a full year since I've been doing these videos, and I'm just starting to realize how grateful I really am that I've been able to do this and how much this has really done for my life, and how great it is to have this opportunity to give you guys, you know, an astrological horoscope or a forecast, whatever you want to call it, every single week, you know, to keep both me in check and to both keep you guys, you know, in check. To make sure you guys know what the fuck's going on in the universe. I wish I can call it what the fuck's going on in the universe, but for right now, it's what the heck, until people start to realize that we don't need to censor our own language. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys. This new moon in Scorpio as well. This is going to be the next bit. We're going to have the Venus going into Scorpio, and then the new moon going into Scorpio. The new moon's where we're going to see that change. Venus in Scorpio is where we're going to be like, okay, I have a different agenda now. I have a different need. I have a different want. And then that new moon in Scorpio is going to be about, it's time to get it. It's time to go for it. It's time to get down to that truth. It's time to get down to that desire. It's time to get clear on what that is, what that vision is, and get specific. Write it out if you have to. Because when Saturn goes into Capricorn, it's time to create it. It's time to make it real. And when I say create it, I don't mean like what we've been experiencing this year is like, you know, create your vision, do this and this and that. This year's been about just go for it. Just, you know, just fuck up a couple times. These next 2 years, when we go into Saturn and Capricorn, to be about, it's going to be real. We're going to actually create what it is that we're looking for. So that's what I got for you guys. Thank you again so much for watching all my videos. I'm about to go record my weekly horoscope right now. We got a fun week this week. Hope to see you there as well. So for right now, I will be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much.